students, good afternoon. Here we are with a new video of class 8 SST, and in that we are taking chapter 7 education and literature and history portion. In yesterday's video, students, we have discussed about Charter Act of 1813 and Christian missionaries, and we have seen in previous video that how British came here and how they promoted their English education and what their hidden aim and intent was there. They have known their hidden intent was there to promote their Christianity, Christian religion in our country. They wanted to convert our Hindus in Christian, and that was the hidden intent of British behind this English education. And if we talk about today's video, our topic is Orientalist and Anglicist debate. Orientalist and Anglicist debate. So students, I have written the meaning of these two words. Orientalist education, that means भारत के प्राचीन विषयों की शिक्षा, भारत के प्राचीन विषयों की शिक्षा या भारत के विषयों की शिक्षा, and Anglicist शिक्षा या आधुनिक शिक्षा. So students, there were two teams and divided on this topic of education. One team of India's member and some British members were also who supported Orientalist education, ancient education of India, India's books, India's textures and texts and rituals and cultures and all, Vedas, Puranas and all things. These came in Orientalist education. And some people were there who thought about India's past and glory, and who seemed that if the Indians would read India's past and glory, they would pride for that. And some British and some Englishmen were also there who decided to learn Indian philosophy, Indian culture, and Vedas and texts. So that is why there were two groups. There was two different groups. One group was taking favor of Orientalist education, and one group was taking favor of Anglicist education. One group wanted to translate all the Indian books in English, but they wanted to read and study Indian texts and Indian books. But some other concepts were there, some people were there who wanted to impose English education or Western education morally on us, because there was a hidden intent of them that they wanted to promote their Christian religion in our country, and they thought that if English would be medium of learning, so then people would easily interact with Christian religion. So today's topic, students, page number 86 in your course book, Orientalist and Anglicist debate. The East India Company came under criticism in the 19th century by many British officials and education for its policy for promoting Oriental education. So firstly, East India Company started Orientalist education. East India Company, trading company of Britain, came in India for trade. But to know about Indian cultures and traditions, they started Orientalist education, and they started education of India, learning books of India in English, and wanted to know about here. But some people of Britain or England tried to criticize this theory of East India Company because they wanted to promote Christian religion. So they criticized, they condemned, उन्होंने निंदा की ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी की कि वो भारतीय शिक्षा, भारतीय विषयों की शिक्षा दे रहे हैं. So they criticized to East India Company and they suggest to East India Company to give Anglicist education or to give modern education, Western education, except Orientalist education in India. While one section known as Anglicist wanted to promote Western education in India, what I said, these are two groups, Orientalist and Anglicist. Orientalist wanted to promote Indian subjects and books, although it was in English or in any medium, but they promoted Indian texts and books. But Anglicists promoted only Western education and English, medium of learning. So this was two groups, and there was debate on this topic, and people used to give their opinion what would be there. And another section known as the Orientalists supported the promotion of Oriental education. So Orientalists support the Oriental education, past education of India, and Anglicists supported English education or Western education in India. And students, thus a debate occurred between the Orientalists and Anglicists from 1823 to 1835 on the type of education to be promoted in India. Why these two groups? By the time passes, there was a debate started on this topic that what education would be in India, and this debate took place from 1823 to 1835 on the type of education to be promoted in India. So because of these two groups, one group favored Orientalist education, one group favored Anglicist education. So this debate started, and this debate was started in 1823 and in 1835. This was for 12 years. So this 12 years was of debate. In that discussion was of that which education system would be imposed on India. It would be would it be of Orientalist education, and would it be of Anglicist education? This was concern of debate, and now we are going to discuss deeply about these two topics, Orientalists and Anglicists. Our first topic is Orientalists. The Orientalists, such as James Mill, advocated the study of Indian education through the use of vernacular languages such as Sanskrit, Arabic, and Persian. So Orientalists were people who supported Indian education in vernacular languages, क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं में भारत की शिक्षा का सपोर्ट किया. किसने? Orientalists. So like James Mill, he advocated the study of Indian education through the use of vernacular languages such as Sanskrit, Arabic, and Persian. And that time three languages were in use: Sanskrit, Arabic, and Persian. So they started Indian education in these three languages. And they supported this education policy, education system, Orientalist education system, as they wanted to teach and understand Indian education in vernacular languages like Sanskrit, Arabic, and Persian. And then we see students, they held the opinion that Western education would destroy the traditional education system in India. And people like James Mill, who were Orientalists, demanded that this Western education would destroy the education system of India, traditional education system of India, जो बहुत समय से चला आ रहा भारतीय शिक्षा का सिस्टम, से अंग्रेजी शिक्षा बिगाड़ देगी, ऐसा मानना था जेम्स मिल का. Oriental literature, according to them, was not in any way inferior to English literature. And James Mill, people like him, supported this Orientalist system of education. They wanted to teach Indian education and Indian learnings in vernacular languages, and they seem that Indian traditional education is greater and superior than English literature. Thus, they argued that the fine allocated through the Charter Act of 1813, as we know, East India Company allocated 1 lakh rupees for this education in India, and this was allocated in Charter Act 1813. So Orientalists demanded to do, Indian education, Indian subjects education in India, and demanded that the money allocated has to be expensed on Orientalist education, which was on Charter Act 1813, should be directed towards the promotion of Oriental studies. So Orientalists favored Oriental studies, and they demanded the allocated money of Charter Act 1813 would be expensed in Orientalist education, in Indian education. And what were Anglicists? What the theory of them? The Anglicists, under the leadership of Lord Macaulay, supported the promotion of Western education in India through the use of English as the medium of instruction. So, in spite of that, Macaulay was thinking opposite of this. In the leadership of Lord Macaulay, he promoted English education, medium of English, of Western education, and they were of the view that the use of vernacular language would be the futile for the British because they would not help them in administrative purposes. And they thought that this vernacular languages, क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं का इस्तेमाल उन्हें अपने शासन प्रशासन को चलाने में कठिन हुआ because they were not knowing vernacular language, क्षेत्रीय भाषा तो उन्हें आती नहीं थी. So they thought that if the medium of learning would be English, then administration to maintain administration would be easier, and that is why Macaulay promoted English education as medium, English as medium, and Western education as top of education. And that is why he rejected vernacular languages theory of Indian education, and he supported Western education in English medium. And that is why the hidden intent of him was the administrative purposes would be handled easily, because if English would be learning medium, so then people would be easily understood or understand the English which should be written in future. So that is why he supported English education and Western education, and he demanded that the money which is allocated through Charter Act 1813 would be expensed in English education, in Western education, and in English education in India. So there were two groups, opposite groups. First group was Orientalist, second group was Anglicist. Orientalists were who supported Indian education in vernacular languages like Arabic, Sanskrit, and Persian, and some supporters of Western education and English education were known as Anglicist. In them, leader of them was Lord Macaulay, and he supported English education and Western education only because he thought that if English would be medium of education and Western and modern education would be there, so the administration and ruling system would be easy, and to rule our country would be easy because they would easily understand the language, and that is why Anglicists promoted English education and Western education in India. And then we see Indian social reformers such as Raja Ram Mohan Roy urged the company to promote Western education. According to him, Western education would help in eliminating social evils such as sati present in the Indian society. He, along with other like-minded people, established the Anglo-Hindu school in 1822, and the Hindu college in 1817, now known as Presidency College, and Vedanta College in 1826 in nowadays called Kolkata. So students, not only British, some Indians also supported Anglicist education like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, because there were some social evils in your society like sati pratha and child marriage. So these all were social evils of our country. And Western education was modern education, and the superstitions were not allowed in Western education and modern education. So what any kind of superstitions if there were in our country. So like sati pratha, child marriage, and many kinds of social evils like casteism, like religionism. So these all kind of social evils were there. That is why Raja Ram Mohan supported, Raja Ram Mohan was a social reformer, and he supported Anglicist education because he thought, he seen that only English education and modern education and Western education can, because Western education was totally technical education, education of technology, education of modernity. That is why students, modern education was promoted by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He knew that if modern education is promoted in India, the superstition and social evils and bad rituals which were performing in India would be stopped, would be discontinued. That is why he promoted Western education, and along with other like-minded people like Raja Ram Mohan Roy established the Anglo-Hindu school in 1822, which was promoted by both English and Hindi, and Hindu College in 1817, now known as Presidency College, and Vedanta College in 1826 in Kolkata. So they promoted Anglicist education to discontinue the social evils, but at the same time they also promoted our Indian education in English, but mainly they promoted Western education because according to him, Western education would help in eliminating social evils. So they were straightforward people. Englishmen were straightforward people. They used to study their topics, and frankly they were used to elaborate their topic. There was not any kind of superstition. Totally proved and witnessed things were promoted in modern education. Technological education were there. So that is why education was there. So that is why Anglicist education was preferred in India. Some social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Social Vidyasagar, and some other social reformers supported Indian education, Western education, because they thought that Western education will eliminate the social evils. And Macaulay's system of education, students, now we have to read. The controversy between the Anglicist and Orientalist was revolved by Thomas Babington Macaulay, a staunch supporter of the Anglicist school of thought. So students, this topic would be taken in next video. Today we have covered Orientalist and Anglicist debate, which is a very important topic. And in homework you have to write summary of these two topics and have to find out and have to make two groups with the name of them. You can search further for this topic. You have to name of those groups who supported Western education and group who supported Indian education. You have to make list, one side of Indian education list and one side of Western education list supporter, and this is very important for your upcoming examination. Also, in next video you will read Macaulay's system of education, Wood's dispatch 1854, and some other topics. So till then students, have a nice day. Thank you.